Hello, Multiverse, and welcome to the Magic Library. I am Aliquis, the Archivist, and we are here with some arena video. Yes, it has been a while since I have recorded one. I'm back home from when I was away for work, so I've been spending time with the family, and that's been really nice. But Core Set 2020 is out, yay, and it's time for some more YouTube. So start out with, I've just had been saving up my gold for when I've been playing on my own, and just decided to buy a bunch of packs, and we're just going to open some packs. I think we're definitely going to do a lot of gameplay video. I am most definitely going to do some sealed events because this is the best way in the game that I have found to purchase packs if you're willing to use like actual money to buy gems. I'll go into it. I've did a video before. I don't think anyone watched it, but since the new set is coming out and people will be buying packs, I think it is very good information to have, and is the way I'm going to be doing it if I ever do it. But we'll go into that on that video. So let's just get right into cracking some packs. First pack of 2020. Okay. Love the art on that. That's going to see some really good play in Goblins, but our first rare is a wild card. Okay, so I mean, I'm always happy to get wild cards because I don't have a lot, and I have a lot of cards I want to be using for new brews. But yeah, I would have a little lackluster. Okay, let's try this again. Cool, another sweet new Goblin card. Well, it's a reprint, but still, that's neat. It's the black Pride Mate, which yay, we need so much more of those abilities and cards. Let's see, Knight. Okay, cool. Night Pack Ambusher is a really good card. I think this could be like a pseudo, maybe green blue control finisher. I mean, it's a good card. Cool. Okay. Next, we've got ourselves Fencing Ace, and I'm interested about this card because one, it's a dragon, and we've still got Sarkon and all his dragoniness. But the fact that it comes with 2 treasure tokens, it's essentially a 3-drop 3/3 flyer, which is pretty decent stats. But I don't know. I think there might be some janky stuff for that good old dragon there. And our rare is a Leyline. Cool. I would have preferred it to have been the blue one if I could have picked the Leyline, being a blue player, but that's always nice. Stopping all that hand hate and burn that comes targeted at you is something that is nice to be able to do. All about the wild cards. Cool. Said wild cards are good. Love the art on that. And our rare is okay. I think that is a very good card. I am curious to see, like, obviously for dinosaur stuff for the next little while, that's going to be huge, but I'm curious to see if it's going to find a place in non-dinosaur decks. But still, something makes your creatures cost less. It's a 2/3. I think, it might have a place. Okay. That's a card I'm excited to mess around with. The idea that it can get bigger based on doing your control-y and, instant card draw spells at the end of their turn, making him bigger. He has flash. I think that has some potential control finisher aspects as well. Cool. For tokens decks, maybe. And, another Leyline. The red one. We will see if this works for people. I'm very curious about it. The green and the red ley lines are new, so we have yet to see how they'll work. I mean, we know how well the black one Void does. The white one sees some play, the blue as well. So I'm interested in these quite a bit. So basically, if you really your stuff is targeted at all, this just shocks them in the face. I don't know. I think it has some potential. Okay. Rule of law. Yes, this you will see me use this card. A lot of people hate this card. It is one of my favorite cards. Well, Arcane Laboratory was my favorite card. It was blue way before back in the day. I think Exodus. So they couldn't reprint it because then it would be legal in modern, and it's not yet. This one already is, so it's not a big deal. But I think this is going to make the blue-white control deck even more degenerate, which means I'm going to have to try it out. I had been avoiding it up until now, but oh yeah. Dungeon Guys, good card. I'm not too excited about it, but it'll definitely be probably an include in the blue-white Flyers deck. So that's kind of exciting. We will see. Ooh, Winged Words. That card is ridiculously good. I mean, it makes either red-white flyer, red-blue Flyers, or blue-white Flyers, or mono-blue. That's a thing. I mean, 1 blue mana to draw 2 cards is entirely too good. Let's be completely honest. Willing, it's pretty good. Corpse Knight, that's neat. I'm excited to see how that works and if it finds its place in the standard. Brought Back, awesome. That card is entirely too good. I really do think I don't know. I think it's going to do some crazy, crazy things. I mean, being able to, just in the mono white aggro deck that's popular now, getting back a Knight of, anything, History Benalia, the turnip props, it goes to the graveyard, you swing in with everything, more than likely your Vanilla Knight probably bites it because that's the first thing that people want to kill, and then you just hit instant speed for 2 mana, which you probably have at least 4 or 5 mana by then. You bring them right back, redo history, get your Vanilla Knight, and cast another of either one. That is gonna really do things for mono white. I really think that's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see where that falls into sideboards or even main things. Let's see. And another wild card. Cool. These packs are all about the wild cards, which I'm okay with that because, like I said, I'm going to have a lot of brews I want to do, and I'm going to run out of them quick. Okay, I think this is better than people are giving it credit for. Now we've got a lot of these types of abilities, like with Amara in previous sets, and even with the Goblin cards to do the similar things. This is the only one that has flying, and that kind of evasion means that it can pretty much attack in every turn without getting, too annoying because it's only a 1/2, but you're going to be getting those soldier tokens every time. Yeah, they're attacking also, so you can't build up to one big thing, but I think this is going to be better than people are giving it credit for. Let's just put it that way. And I'm curious to see how all these specific color removal cards are going to be, because that seems like a really, really good card if black and red do well, which, at least red we know will. Oh, I'm excited to play with that card, especially with the brought back that we just saw. I mean, that seems like such a good line of play, is, tapping your 2 planes, sacrificing them to the Lotus Field, and then playing brought back to bring the planes back, essentially giving you, 5 mana on turn 3, so by turn 4, you're just, that's awesome. Loved Lotus Veil back in the day. I am super, super excited to play with that card. Excuse me. Curious to see how this one does. I mean, Pro Red is huge. Oh, some more negates. Fantastic. I need some more of those. Shocks. Awesome lava card stuff. And this is one I'm not particularly excited about. But, I mean, I think the two 3/3 golems at instant speed for 6 mana, maybe. But I think the real thing is going to be the second ability. Because this is choose a target artifact, and they all become a copy. It's not artifact creature or artifact into a creature like most of those abilities are. So I'm curious to see something that turns a bunch of Thopters or servos or treasure tokens into a non-creature artifact to do something just degenerate. I don't know what yet, but I think that's going to be where that card sees play, personally. Anticipate one of my favorite cards in current standard. I'm glad they keep bringing it back into current standard. Blue needs something like that at instant speed. So, very cool. Would have liked to have seen some new art for it, personally, but that's just me being picky. Scuttlemutt seems decent, especially in limited. Very good in limited. Again, also very good in limited. Interesting. A lot of damage. It's a big creature. Maybe a fun reanimated target. It seems like you could totally take some stuff out. Big dragons are always fun. Let's be honest. Who doesn't love big dragons? Okay, the elemental deck is really going to see a lot of play with this. This is going to be fun. This, I mean, while Esper Control is still big in the format, this card is going to, it's going to do work. I mean, makes it so you and any of your stuff can't be targeted. None of your spells can be countered. And you get to draw a card till the turn. For 1 mana, that is a ridiculously good ability. Just the fact that a card replaces itself for the 1 mana. So cantrip, and it does work. This is a card you will see me build around. I've been kind of brewing a little bit. I don't know, you don't hear anyone talking about this right now. I mean, Modern's talking a little bit about it because of all of the cycling stuff that just brought in. But this with the red-white Gideon card, I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's the 4 mana that allows you to discard your hand and then draw that many cards +1 and then gain that much life. That seems like an insane line of play where you just go turn 3 this, swing in for 2 because it's got 4 defense, and then turn 4 play it, dump, I don't know, 3 or 4 cards, still 3 or 4 damage to their face, draw 4 or 5 cards, and gain 4 or 5 life on turn 4. That seems really, really good. And if you just kind of keep doing those types of cycling through your hands, windfall, essentially, abilities, there's not a whole lot of them in Standard, but I mean, there's a lot of red cards that have that not looting, but rummaging styled card draw where you discard first and draw a card. That's going to add up. I think that's going to be an interesting card to play with. I'm very excited about that one. Another negate, awesome. Blood for Bones. This is another card I cannot be more excited about. This, we don't have any good reanimators, spells. All of them are at 5. Don't get me wrong. There's good 5 drops, but by 5, sometimes it's too late. So the idea of being able to ramp into this on turn 3 or something, if you're like doing black-green, that is, yeah, I'm very excited. And whatever you sacrifice, you get back to your hand to replay. So like if you're doing like Stitcher Supplier, it's just a lot of dumping stuff into your graveyard to target this, and you don't have to target the thing until after it actually resolves. So it's just, you don't even target it actually at all. You just return 1. So that card is so good. I cannot wait to use it. Another ley line. So I guess we're going to be using some red ley lines for a deck, because if I'm going to get that many, I might as well use them. Okay. Yeah, I mean, 4-drop for that, just to take a turn off to do that, this does not seem that great. And it's just the top card. I don't know. I just not a big fan of that one personally. Maybe it'll get limited. I don't see it. 4 mana is a lot. Wild cards, and yes, now that is what I want to be reanimating with that blood for bones, or bones for blood, or whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, this is just I've been referring to this as Crystal Brand's cousin, because I mean the two would work phenomenal together in like modern or whatever. But yeah, this just seems like a really fun, especially for Commander. But I mean, that top ability essentially reads: pay 1 mana, pay 2 life, draw 2 cards, and kill a 1/1. That seems great. Yeah, that's going to be a fun card to play with. An 8/8 flyer on it. I'm surprised it doesn't have trample, now that I don't think I noticed it didn't. But very cool. Villas. Yeah, that's really excited about that card. A Manifold Key is kind of a callback to Voltaic Key, which was a great card, so that's pretty neat. I'm curious to see if Renowned Weaponsmith gets play. I mean, I'm sure it will. I'm sure there'll be some artifact decks that'll, do things with that. I mean, 2 mana from it on a 2-drop, that's pretty good. That's going to speed some stuff out. Tail's End. Now, anything that counters an activated or triggered ability by itself is usually not a great card, because you don't want to spend a slot in your deck for something so limited. But the fact that it can also target a legendary spell makes this card playable. I think it'll definitely see sideboard play, but in some control decks you might even see it in the main board. I mean, that hits any kind of, obviously, a legendary creature, but planeswalkers, and there are obviously tons of planeswalkers. So, 2 mana, splashable, to be able to get rid of any planeswalker, as long as you're doing it, preemptively, that's good. I think that card is definitely going to see some kind of play in Standard. Mask Cumulation. I'm curious about it. Dev went pretty heavy on his sleepers list on this, and we'll see. I think the 2 to equip is a little much, but I don't know. I'm interested to see if he's right on that. Risen Reef. That's going to be interesting. The fact that it's got the Coiling Oracle's ability basically kind of stapled onto it, and then every time an elemental, right? That's it. Yeah, it or another elemental enters the battlefield. Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited to mess around with that. I think that's definitely where my elemental preferences is going to go, because I loved Coiling Oracle. Okay, cool. I mean, me liking blue, I'm glad that was, if I got any of the Cavaliers, I'm glad it was the blue one, because it was awesome. And I think, it has Brainstorm stapled onto it. I'll take a 5/5 flying body with the Brainstorm BTB. Yeah, 5 mana might be a little much, considering that the die that you just scry to isn't the best. But it reshuffles stuff, so you can keep going through. I think Warden of Evil Isles on turn 3 into this on turn 4 is a pretty good line of play. So, especially if you're doing more like a mid-rangey, just beat down with flyers and blue, I think that's really, really good. Cool. Awesome. I'm excited for that. Getting down there. I don't have too many left. Another one for that elemental deck. That's, any kind of like Judas-style champion ability where it just gives the power bonus, plus this thing can get big later. I think that's a decent card. And that one might see a little bit of play too. Just the fact that give it hexproof later on, might throw some equipment on there and stuff, and having that just 1 mana to fix it, so that you can't target it for a turn, might be relevant. I think that card is way better than people are giving it credit for. Ferocious Hydra is I mean, the fact that you can make it twice as big, or it could be removal, is it's kind of similar to the what was it, Ravenous Worm or whatever it was, and Ravnica, where it was the 6 drop that you had Riot, that you could choose one or the other, either put a +++ counter on it, and get, or have haste and fight and all that kind of stuff. So I think this is going to have similar applications, but the fact that it can be lower, like you can play this for 4 mana and kill a 2/2 without it, really hurting itself, I think that's very relevant. Green having, and it's mono green, green having that kind of removal on a stick, or just a big, huge beater with trample at the end is, yeah, I think that's going to see some play. And I'm curious to see it in the Hydra deck, too, potentially with that Hydra Lord, legendary guy. Cool, another ringleader. This looks like the first pack I opened. Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about this card. 7 mana is a lot of mana. But the fact that it doesn't, you don't lose control of the permanent, and it's any permanent for one, I want to point out. And you don't lose control of it if this dies. Most of these types of abilities, once it leaves play, if it's an enchantment or an aura or something, you lose the permanent you stole. This you don't, so that part is nice. Now, the fact of you having 3 or more of their stuff, that seems a little much. If you've got 3 or more of their things, you should already be winning. And drawing 3 cards at the end of your end step, yeah, that's amazing and great, but by then, God, who knows how long it's going to take to do that. I think it's a little too much. I don't see it seeing a lot of play. Maybe those mass manipulation decks will want it. I don't know. It's a little win more. Okay. Soul Salvage. I did serve it. That might be pretty good with kind of this dredgy style decks. I'm interested to see how that one works. Obviously, gain more Pride Mate. Ooh. Diamond Knight. Not bad. Curious to see if it does anything, but okay, yes, this is going to see some play, and for some mono black aggro-y stuff. The vampire, that's very relevant while vampires are still in. I think it has potential. The fact that you can just give it death touch, I think that's crazy. Late game, you can do this, there's not just you can only do this one time, like a lot of those cards have the clause on it. It does not have that, so you can pump as much into it as you want. And no, it doesn't have trample, but still, you're making a big old creature. Or just one time as a death touch, pseudo removal, that's good. That could be very, very relevant. And it just keeps getting bigger as long as they take damage. Yeah, I think, Ebon Legion is awesome. Down to our final 3. Fry, one of my favorite card arts in the game. And first off, the fact that, you can hose a white or blue Planeswalker for 2 mana instant speed is awesome in red. Red needed this. It's going to be great against mono white. If that blue-white Flyers deck takes off like I think it will, this is going to be phenomenal. But again, just to be able to kill Teferi and Narset and all of those, Fry was necessary. And more wild cards. Okay, I will take all the wild cards. This is insane. I just want to point that out. It's like Muscle Burst from like a billion years ago, but better by a lot. So I think that's going to see some play. That's going to be some crazy cards for common. Very cool. Anything with pro black on it is always nice, and the fact that you could have Graveyard Hate right there in it, that's probably going to see some play, if not definitely some sideboard play. Not sure about Portal Sanctuary. I could be wrong. The fact that you can get all the auras back with it also, maybe. I don't know. It's interesting. Because in an aura deck, it's an artifact, which doesn't help with the synergy at all. I don't know. Planner Cleansing. That's I haven't heard like hardly anyone talk about this. It's a big commander card, obviously. So commander players are happy it's reprinted, so that, more are out there. But the fact that for 6 mana you can wipe out all of their planeswalkers plus whatever else they have, that is really good. I mean, planeswalker decks can get really out of control, and the idea that they're usually not playing responsive things if they're doing the Planeswalker Super Friends-esque things. Being able to just, one card, just take them all out, that is, I think, very good, and I think very underrated. So we will see. And the final pack, I don't know what I'm hoping for, so we're not gonna... I actually forgot they reprinted Meteor Golem. Artifact stuff is going to want it. I mean, take anything out. 3/3 for 7 mana is a little steep, but I mean, hey. Okay, I think this card is hilarious, and no, I don't see it doing much in Standard necessarily, but there are plenty of modern decks that will break this card, in my opinion. Yeah, there's already a lot of stuff being broken, but I mean, yeah, there's so many things that make the equipment cost cheaper that's just... One drop for that is crazy. And the final rare or mythic, Steel Overseer. Ironically enough, talking about artifacts. I'm very curious to see how this gets utilized. There's a lot of servo-y stuff in Standard right now, especially with Saheeli. I think that's a decent for like an aggro. You got Steel Overseer turn 2, Saheeli turn 3. And then a bunch of card draw and control-y direct damage stuff from blue-red, or even just red, or even just blue, either one. And now every turn, those little servos are getting bigger and bigger. I think the fact that it's a turn 2 into Saheeli on turn 3, or into Psy, Master Thopterist, I think, yeah, Steel Overseer is going to see some play at least while those two are in the format. I don't know once things rotate. We'll see what Artifacts brings. We're probably going to go to either Theros or Vren or one of those. So who knows? Well, guys, those are my packs. Down to my normal sad little amount of gold. Been saving up for a little while on that one. I'm super, super excited about M20 being here. It's going to be a really, really neat core set. I mean, very, very hyped. Super, super excited. I guess checking stuff out. Yeah, I think the next video we do is probably going to be some sealed core set stuff. So... Sealed is always fun. I'm not great at sealed, but the last couple times I played it, I actually did pretty good. I was actually pretty happy with it. But yeah, that'll be the next thing. I hope you enjoyed, watching me crack some packs. Everyone likes, cracking some packs. We will... I don't know if we're going to do much on the mastery thing. I don't think I'm going to, because I'm going to use my gems on this instead. I want packs, but... We'll see. We might go this far. Who knows? The mastery thing is new, and it's kind of neat. Seems kind of very similar to like a... what's that game? Fortnite-styled battle pass. But, I don't know, $20 seems a little steep for that, considering that, I think Fortnite's battle pass is $10. But I guess it's only monthly, isn't it? So this is until the next set comes out, which is 3 months. So yeah, I guess in that sense, it's not bad, but still, I don't know. We'll see. Well, thank you for watching the video. Please, like and subscribe on all the cringy YouTube things. But I mean, I'm obviously a nobody, and I'm desperately trying to get up in the ranks so that we can actually make this a thing. I would love to be able to put more time and effort into doing this because I love playing Magic, and that's all that matters. Yeah, like, subscribe, check out the Patreon if you really feel like it. That would be so awesome. I am Aliquis the Archivist, and this is the Magic Library. Until next time.